By the way, we've got some serious Grobanites in the BFF wall, and in our second segment, we'd like to play a game called Random Fandom, where we see which one can get picked to give a little Grobanite love to Mr. Groban himself.
I think that's a really fun idea.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're game for it. Happy belated 40th birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, weird to have a birthday in the middle of all of this. That was my balloons. I sat on my floor. I had a virtual party. You know, I was able to see some friends and band and crew, but all on Zoom.
You have the same birthday as your brother, but you're 4 years apart, right?
That's right. Yeah, I was fully expecting like a cowboy clown party on my 4th birthday. I had it all set up. My friends were coming over, I had ice cream cake, and my dad's like, nope, we're going in the car, we're going to the hospital, and you got a different present instead. So yeah, having a baby brother on my birthday was a weird thing. We're like best friends now.
Did you ever ask your parents why this time of year 9 months ago seemed to be such a festive one in their lives?
I think, I don't want to just be totally weird about it, but I think it's like my mom's birthday. Like,
right.
You know, yeah. So I don't know. My parents have been together, 50 years. So I would imagine it's more than just birthdays, but who knows? Your show is like, it's Prozac. It's like, it is so, makes me so happy. But I mean, medically it's like I can't prescribe a TV show to people, but it makes me so happy to watch your show. Your energy is so infectious, and I'm not a morning person generally, but just being awake and talking to you is just like, my day's going to be great. When
we did this show and we started, we were all learning a new normal, and when you talked about how the transition was when you would perform virtually and you weren't able to hear any response whatsoever. I picture crickets on tumbleweeds, like riding through the Wild West.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Because that's how we started out too.
Yeah, it's so, as you know so well, having that bounce back and forth with an audience to kind of tell you how the energy's going and where you want to, drift right and left. And my whole entire life since I was 17 years old was being put in front of an audience and kind of walking that tightrope walk. And so, being put in front of a camera and saying, okay, you got 90 minutes to do a show. And, there's no worse nightmare for a singer than finishing like a really big note and just hearing nothing afterwards, just absolute crickets. You have to like imagine that the thousands of people around, the world are clapping in their living rooms. And there was something poetic about it. I'm in a little box in Burbank and I'm singing, to God knows who's out there. And we're all in these little boxes around the world. And you find out later, I'm sure you do too. You find out on social media and stuff, how much people enjoyed the show and what it meant to them. And you realize how many people tuned in from countries that I'd never been to in my entire life. And you think about the access of being able to do a show for people that I not have been able to tour for if it was in person. So you realize that there's actually some magic to it. I can't wait to get to a live audience, but you make the most of it.
Another thing that I loved is that you like to hit a baseball stadium in almost every city that you tour. Is this true?
Yeah. So when I get to tour during the summer, there is no greater and more fun thing than just doing a bunch of outdoor venues when you're touring over the summer. And when you have a day off, like I'm a big baseball fan. I grew up in LA, so I'm Dodger blue, but I love
Angels?
I love baseball. Rivals, but lots of respect. Amazing team. Some of the best players in the country. But no, I feel like with baseball rivalry, I feel like you have to be a fan of the team your dad took you to, as like a kid. You have to be a part of the team that like you saw when you were little and got the foam finger and had the hot dog. Like that's what's in your veins for your whole life. And I'm in New York a lot of the time, and I'll go see Yankee games and stuff. But when I'm touring in a town and there's a baseball game going on, I don't care who's playing. I just like going to the stadium. I like kind of feeling the vibe of it. And I miss that. We all miss that a lot.
Well, I got excited. Again, I related to you because I hit a museum in every city that I tour. And so I was like, amazing. I know. And when you're working, you kind of go in, you land, you run to the hotel, you do the show, and you leave the next morning. And when you're on a press tour or a music tour, I'm sure the schedule is somewhat similar. And so you're trying desperately to make the most of your time there, and you kind of get to do one extracurricular thing if you can squeeze it in there. And so I love that you did that, because I understand that lifestyle. And I'm really excited about your new album, which is Harmony Deluxe.
It's a collection of songs that I've loved for a very, very long time. As a singer, you get kind of a bucket list of songs you've wanted to interpret and wanted to sing for a long time. Fans request for a very, very long time. And then there were a couple of originals too that came from just being at home and at a piano for this last year. This is the first time I've ever had to record an album where almost everything was virtual, where I'm here and the orchestra's in London and the producers in Nashville. And, it's, again, very detached, but at the same time for all of us to have, the energy to make it all come together. And it's kind of why we called the album Harmony. It was really a difficult but inspiring process to get it all coming out of the speakers the way we wanted.
Well, I really like how you got so inventive in this last year. And I am not an idle person, nor can I ever be. And the fact that you were getting back on GarageBand and just reaching out to people and going, okay, I've got this to this point in the song.
Yeah.
Who else can I join to take it to the end? And the collaboration and the innovation, I just thought was super cool.
It's fun when you can utilize those tools for good things. There's so much time we waste time with the technology over the years, and this has been a time where I think everybody has tried to take the time by themselves to learn a new skill, to brush up on production skills or cooking or co-writing or whatever it is. And so I in this otherwise very traumatic year, I'm going to take the silver linings of the things that I kind of tried to get better at.